On today's outdoor adventure, I'm going to show you 7 amazing hikes to do in a 2-night camping trip and overlanding adventure in the Grand Staircase National Monument in Utah. Since I want to be on the trailhead first thing in the morning, I got this camp, and this is it. This is why they call it peekaboo, because of these potholes up top. And I was really excited to fly my drone through them, but something was going wrong with my drone. It just kept banking to the right all by itself. And I crashed it. This means no more drone footage for the rest of the trip. And I still have to do Spooky and then Zebra Canyon, all of which I was excited to fly the drone down. So that sucks. So Peekaboo Slot is challenging because of the obstacles. And it does get real narrow, but Spooky is supposed to be challenging because it gets so narrow. And we had some pretty tight squeezes already. I'm gonna have to reorient my gear and figure out how I'm gonna film where it's even tighter. But for now, we're gonna pop out of this canyon and have lunch. Yeah, Peekaboo Slot Canyon. This is an amazing adventure. Once you pop out the backside of Peekaboo, you take an immediate right, follow the rock stacks. What you're gonna do, you're just gonna follow straight across here to the very next wash. That's the entrance to Spooky. So, the connecting trail from Peekaboo to Spooky, across the mesa or the plateau or this, and then it drops you down into Spooky Gulch. And from here, we take a right, and that right there is the entrance to Spooky. Slot canyons are just so much fun because they're so unique and weird and fascinating to see how the water and the land has sculpted these canyons. One thing I have to remember when I'm out here doing this is to go slower, kind of take my time more. I get all frantic and frazzled with making sure I can film, and then I just end up charging through an adventure instead of really slowing down. Because when you're filming alone like this, your mind is just split between all these different things that you got to do and want to do. So sometimes you get wrapped up in that instead of just soaking it all in. We got some obstacles ahead. Now we have a choice: over the top or underneath. Since I'm a big fan of caves, we're gonna go low road. Can't help but think about the movie and book 127 Hours. My hat is too wide. There's a lot of spots down these slots where you just can't pass unless you shimmy up the wall, chimney crawl style, and someone goes under you. This is why they call it Spooky Slot. It's so tight, not a lot of light gets down here. What we have here is a dead baby rattlesnake. I wonder if there's something I can do with them. I don't know, I'll think about it. All right, so watch out for rattlesnakes in this area. Not only was there that little baby one right there, there's this one right here too. So clearly, someone ahead of me has taken care of these snakes. And, because this is a really bad place to have a snake. It's a slot canyon. So, we've reached the end. That was Spooky Slot Canyon. That was a lot of fun, but holy mackerel. I can't be any fatter than I was. Now all we gotta do, walk around this big island. This is a big island rock. We could go to the left around it or to the right, but it'd be a lot farther if we went left. So we're just gonna skirt around to the right here, connect up with the trail, back to the truck. One of the reasons I hit the trail at first light. It's noon exactly right now, and I am passing tons of groups. There's already a line to get into Peekaboo. I don't want to deal with all that mess of people literally waiting in line to go down the hike, just one step at a time, and you can only go at the pace of the slowest hiker who's in front of you. Not that I'm trying to like rush it or anything, it's just, I don't want to do this stuff in a line of 40 people. That's crazy. I was the only car in the parking lot this morning. Well, there was one other car. I think they were sleeping in it, and you're not supposed to camp at the trailhead. I just got back to the parking lot. It's 10 to 1. This is what it looks like. So yeah, I appreciate it if you guys would just keep sleeping in. But now we're gonna go see some dinosaur tracks. Fossilized dinosaur tracks in the stone. Right now, we are on Hole in the Rock Road. We've already done Peekaboo and Spooky Slot. According to the map, the dinosaur tracks are located down BLM Road or Forest Service Road or whatever, number 230. So 2 miles down this road, then it does a dogleg turn to the right. And apparently, up in that big white rock is where the dinosaur tracks are. I found them. It's up on top of this ledge up here, not the bottom ledge or the first ledge, the second one. And they're not very obvious. They are indeed stampy feet dinosaurs with the long necks, the big stumpy feet like an elephant or a rhinoceros. It's a little anticlimactic because it's not like an obvious with the toes and claws or anything like that. It's just big, round imprints, but they go in a line. Bop, 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 bop. Guessing that whoever drilled into this was hopefully a scientist, and the whole reason they drilled into it was to test it to make sure it actually was a dinosaur footprint and not just a very peculiar and specific rock formation. But they do clearly go in a line. It's a trail, and there's different trails. This trail goes this way, this one comes this way, then it peels off again. I'm gonna try to count how many tracks there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then they start going up there, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We're gonna follow this line. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Another line peels off this way, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Just in this one area right here, 38 fossilized dinosaur footprints. It's just so neat. So I'm walking around this ledge up here looking for more dinosaur prints, and there are a lot more tracks. I put a little bit of water on these first few just so they stand out better, but this trail goes a long ways. Check this out. Now they're really faint to see without the water, but they're massive, absolutely massive, like the size of a platter. Takes up this whole ring, and they're in a line. This is literally where it walked through the mud. And this trail just peters out right here, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a dozen tracks on this trail, another dozen down there, another couple dozen over there. It's where they were just walking around, and then something catastrophic happened that allowed these to fossilize, which is incredible. 122 million years. So this area is pretty neat, and this is not a bad area to camp. This is Dinosaur Tracks off Hole in the Rock Road. It's another quick adventure to have if you're out cruising around Grand Staircase-Escalante. Stop and see these dinosaur footprints. Look, here's more. Well, let's see what's next. Devil's Garden, how about that? I cannot stress enough how much Hole in the Rock Road sucks. The washboard is like something I've never experienced, or at least haven't in a long time since going to Kennecott Mine in Alaska. This washboard is so brutal. I mean, horrendous. Yeah, I'm gonna have to upgrade my suspension. I'm literally worried the whole damn truck's just gonna rattle and fall to pieces. But let's go see the Devil's Garden. This is funny. I get around a lot, and I've seen conservation areas and parks and preserves and all kinds of other designated natural beautiful places. But Devil's Garden has a classification all its own. An outstanding natural area. Well, I've seen some amazingly outstanding areas that didn't get that classification. So now my hopes for the Devil's Garden are super high. Let's go see it. Okay, so far it looks pretty cool. But I feel like if outstanding can be a designation, then more of Utah needs to have it. So Utah is home to a lot of rock formations called hoodoos. These are hoodoos. So this is the Devil's Garden, an outstanding natural area. So this is a fun little area. You can kind of meander and twist and turn through the hoodoos. I bet kids would like it. Made camp right down there. And tomorrow, first thing in the morning, Zebra Canyon. And this slot canyon is not a normal hike like a normal slot. This thing gets intense. As always, I like showing up at first light because, dude, there's no one here yet. We're at Zebra Slot Canyon Trailhead, which is really unassuming and it's unmarked. But it's kind of obvious if you do a little bit of research because it's the first big pullout at the third cattle gate with the trailhead right across the street. But it is frustrating that it's unmarked, but this is what it looks like. Big mountain, parking lot, cattle guard, trail. And here's our route. We start here. We are right here right now. And we're gonna go 2.5 or 3 miles through to here. And then into Zebra Slot. And if there's time, we're gonna circle around and see what Tunnel Slot is all about. Come back and return. So the funny thing is, there actually are a couple signs at the Zebra Canyon Trailhead, but they're like 100, 200 feet off the road as the hill starts to slope down, so you can't even see them from the parking lot. So shortly after the cattle gate in the wash, the trail cuts across the wash and comes up a hill alongside these big red stripy cliffs on your left. So once you pop out over the hills, you can see the entrance to Zebra right there. And if there's time, when we're done with Zebra, we're gonna walk around this little ways and try to hit tunnel slot as well, because tunnel slot is right around the corner over there. Okay, so this is the entrance to Zebra Canyon. And today's adventure has quite a bit different loadout than the adventure I did yesterday into Peekaboo and Spooky Slot Canyons. I brought water shoes because there's typically always standing water in this slot. It can be anywhere from knee to waist to chest deep. So we don't know what we're gonna get into, but we do know we're gonna drop the hiking boots here, put on water shoes. Also, a change. I got some shorts, and customarily people just drop their bags right here at the entrance because this is an out and back hike. We're just gonna go to the end of Zebra, then come back. And typically in places like this, you don't get a lot of theft. This is the back country. Most people out here have the same respect because they all have to do the same thing. So we're gonna drop our gear here, and I'm gonna figure out how to film this. But first I gotta change and get ready for this adventure. This water that we're about to get in, this is gonna be brutal. And now it gets real tight. Holy mackerel. Yeah, I can't fit through here. I'm gonna see if I can try to climb up and get across this section. I'm just gonna have to shimmy. I'm about 8 feet up. And then I gotta get back down. How come everyone's talking about Spooky and Peekaboo being tight? This one is the tightest. If you come to Zebra, you better be prepared for chimney crawling across these rocks half the time, unless you're like whip thin, which I am not. I'm gonna have to get up on the wall again. So this is a big reason I make these videos. Yeah, sure, I like to adventure, but I also like to show you exactly what the adventure encompasses, what it means. Hard, moderate, easy, difficult, these are all subjective terms. Anyhow, the point is, now you can see it with your own eyes and decide how hard is it really. I'd say this one, pretty hard. Okay, that second section of, I don't know what to call it, so I'm just gonna call it chimney climb. This section was way harder than the first section where there's water. Now we're at another section where we're gonna have to do it. So just a reminder, if you're coming to do Zebra Slot Canyon in the Grand Staircase-Escalante, Utah, there's at least 3 sections where you're gonna be in this position. At least it looks like it's about to open up a little bit. Maybe I can actually walk for a little ways. Okay, we've reached the section for how this canyon got its namesake, Zebra Canyon. Here's a stagnant pool of doom. So I don't know how deep that is, and it doesn't look like I can get out if it's super deep, like I have to tread water. Well, I might be able to get out right here, but it'll be a struggle, and it's not worth it because it's going to be freezing. Looks like the canyon just peters out right here. As far as I'm concerned, this is the end of the hike because the zebra section of Zebra Canyon is right behind us, what we just went through. Yeah, stagnant pool of doom. Just left Zebra Canyon right here. What we're gonna do is walk the main wash right here to the left, and it goes in kind of an S, and then tunnel slot should be over there on the backside of the second S curve. And instead of following the wash, because they do like meandering S's, I always keep a sharp eye out for game trails. What a game trail is it's trails made by animals, because they typically like to do two things: take the path of least resistance and the most direct route. So they'll cut corners instead of following the wash. So this is the entrance to Tunnel Slot Canyon. The entrance is kind of concealed by all this brush, and so the trail just skirts the edge of this rock right here, and you can see the trail cuts in right there, but it's pretty well hidden. Okay, it's just a short walk up the sandy section behind me, and then it becomes slick rock, and then you can clearly see the entrance to a slot. After careful consideration, I decided to just put my wet shorts back on and do this barefoot. On a stick. Woo! Here's the water line. But since I'm barefoot, I gotta watch for goat heads and thorns. If you don't know what a goat head is, it is the worst thing in the world. Big spiky balls that are hard enough spikes to pop a bike tire. All right, we went around a few corners. And it looks like it's just a regular canyon hike from here. Beautiful, and if I was camping nearby and this is what I was gonna do all day, yeah, I'd probably follow this as far as I could. But my primary objective today was to hit zebra, and tunnel slot was just an afterthought because I seemed like I was close by and I was ahead of schedule. But now I'm way behind schedule, and I don't want to get home at midnight tonight, so this is as far as I go. The entrance to tunnel is really cool. It's really short, it's really cold, but amazing. And here in Grand Staircase-Escalante, there is just so many hikes and adventures. There's really not enough time to do it all. You would have to be camping out here for like a month and just hit a different adventure every day. And not nearly as crowded as the national parks. Well, that was worth the detour, even if it was real short. But I just saw some ravens pestering around where I left my gear, and I hope they didn't take anything. Now, the three and a half mile trudge back to the truck, and then a 6-hour drive back home. It was a good day. It was a good couple days. Now that was a really fun experience. If you have an idea for an adventure that we should go on, please put it in the comments section. And if you're looking for some more adventure ideas, you can click one of these links and go to the page, because there's literally hundreds of other adventures going on there, and I hope to see you next time.